All right, let's talk about product leadership. You ever look at some product managers and wonder how they just seem to build the future, while so many others are just stuck managing a backlog? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that. We're diving into the architect's blueprint, the guide to making that leap from a good product manager to a truly visionary product leader.
So let's just start with the biggest question right off the bat. What is the difference? What separates a good PM from a truly visionary one? Because it's not just about shipping features faster or having a cleaner backlog. It's the difference between being a manager who just gets things built and being an architect who builds the things that truly matter. And we're going to walk through this transformation in 4 key stages. First, we'll lay the foundation, turning those big ideas into a solid strategy. Then, we'll draft the blueprint, the roadmap. After that, we'll talk about assembling the crew, because you can't build anything alone. And finally, we'll look at the role of the conductor, the person who leads that team to create something amazing.
Okay, first things first, the foundation. Every single groundbreaking product, every idea that changed an industry, it is built on a rock-solid strategic foundation. This is where the real work begins, turning those big, kind of fuzzy ideas into a set of clear, guiding rules.
It really starts by zooming way out. You've got to dive deep into your company's bigger vision and mission. Like, what are we all trying to do here? Once you get that, you can forge a product strategy that actually pushes that mission forward. And all of that hard work boils down to the final and maybe most important step, setting your product principles. These are the sharp, non-negotiable rules that come directly from that high-level strategy. And this is so crucial. These principles aren't just, nice suggestions. No, they are the constitution for your product. Think about it. A principle like simplicity over customization, or privacy is not an afterthought. These become the rules of the road that let your team make consistent, smart decisions, even when you're not in the room. They're totally empowering.
All right, so with that strong foundation poured, it's time to draw up the blueprint. This is where the visionary leader takes that high-level strategy we just talked about and turns it into a real, tangible plan that everyone can look at and understand.
Now, a lot of people get this wrong. A roadmap isn't just a list of features with dates next to them. A great roadmap is a communication tool. It's a strategic document that tells the story of why you're building something. It connects every single task, every feature, back to that big strategy. And it keeps the whole team, the whole organization, aligned and, honestly, inspired.
So you've got your foundation and you've got your blueprint. But listen, an architect can't build a skyscraper all by themselves. The next critical piece of the puzzle is the people. It's about really understanding that product success is always, and I mean always, a team sport.
This quote really says it all, doesn't it? A product is a team effort. A visionary leader's job is to weave this idea into the very fabric of the company culture. From engineering to marketing, from sales to support, everybody has a stake. It's all about creating this powerful feeling of collective ownership. It's our product.
And how do you actually make that happen in practice? Well, you build a cross-functional team. And look, this isn't just some corporate buzzword. It's the engine of modern product development. When you bring together people with different skills, engineers, designers, marketers, you're creating this incredible powerhouse that can look at problems from every single angle and come up with way better solutions.
And that brings us to the final role. You have the blueprint, you have the crew, now you become the conductor. Your job shifts. It's about guiding this amazing, talented team through the messy, complicated process of development and making sure everyone is playing in perfect harmony. Think about it. As the conductor, you're not playing any single instrument. Your job is to enable the whole orchestra. You're the hub for communication, making sure the designers and engineers are in sync. You're constantly clearing roadblocks, anything that gets in the team's way. You're the one always pointing back to the sheet music, those product principles, to make sure you're staying true to the vision. And maybe most importantly, you're the team's biggest champion, celebrating their wins and keeping that energy high.
And I think this is the most important takeaway of all. Visionary leadership isn't about being the one person with all the brilliant answers. Not at all. It's about creating an environment, a culture, where your incredibly smart team feels safe and supported and inspired enough to find those brilliant answers themselves.
So there you have it. That's the architect's blueprint for visionary product leadership. It's a clear path from that huge vision all the way down to day-to-day execution. You have the foundation, the plan, the team, and the leadership style. So the only question left for you is, now that you have the blueprint, what are you going to build first?